Howdy, folks. We are the Cartridge Cowboys. I am Thomas.
And I am Travis. And we're getting really excited about the new release Nintendo is doing for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Beyond.
Beyond doubt it's going to be on December 4th. And I'm going to be picking it up day one. I'm really excited about it. And we're just here to build up the hype a little bit about some Metroid. I'm really excited about it.
It's going to be beyond me because I don't own a Switch 2 like you do. So it's kind of literally beyond my capabilities. But we are excited about Metroid. And I think really this video might center more along Super Metroid. I think the two of us, your boy and your other boy, might have just bullied our way through Super Metroid this past weekend. And we kind of thought, hey, there's a new Metroid game coming out. Yep. We can be topical, but we can also be retro at the same time.
Released in 1994, and Japan is actually on March 19th.
Who else was released in 94?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Let's go. Let's
go.
Legends. Hey,
2 legends. 1 year.
In 1 year.
Let's
anyway,
go.
No, I'll let you go.
So it's released in Japan on March 19th of 94.
Okay.
And then in the USA, it was April 18th, 94. So it was just a month difference, which is crazy for that time. Because a lot of those games took years.
Some of those took forever. I mean, these games like over a year. Like Mario 3, we talked about in another episode.
Yeah.
88 Japan, 90 here. Now it was the end of 88 and the start of 90, so really was it only 14 months? But still, it's like over a year.
Yeah, 94, great year, great game. Metroid 3.
Metroid 3, as the cool guys like to call it. As the cool guys. I love this game. First time I played this game was on the SNES Mini.
Nice.
When I've talked about it before. I did a lot of work on the road at my old job. I was up in Oklahoma. I was up in Louisiana. I was on the border with Mexico. I was on the coast. And I took my Mini with me, and eventually I got to Super Metroid. And, man, what an experience. Love the atmosphere. Love the vibes. Yeah. Okay, I think that's what the Zoomers are calling it, our Gen Z buddies. They're all into vibes or an aura, And this game is full of that. It's a very atmospheric game. Yeah. That you can't help but get really immersed into.
Yeah, 100%. Every time I played, I just get sucked in. But when you said your first time was on the SNES Mini, that was actually my first time playing Super Metroid.
Oh, yeah?
So I didn't grow up with Super Metroid. It's just one of those carts I never had.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to play it. Never did. I could have gotten on the Wii Virtual Console, but you know what? I think I actually did at one point, but it's just, just like today, I keep buying games and don't have time to play it, or it just gets on your backlog. But whenever I got the SNES Mini, I made that number one priority was I want to beat Super Metroid.
That was the first time I beat Super Metroid was on the SNES Mini, but it wasn't the first time that I played it. Now,
really?
Yeah, we talked about in our Origins videos, both of our gaming careers have giant gaps, right? You went to the Navy.
Yeah,
I went to college and all this stuff. You went to college too. We went to the same college.
Lord knows, eat them up.
Eat them up, cats. We're coming to the Pac-12 conference. Watch out. But anyway, back to that. I started doing emulation when I got back into gaming because I didn't want to, do I want to buy a CRT? Do I want to buy a new console? I went to GameStop and the new stuff didn't appeal to me. So I started emulating a bunch of games. Yeah. And I had a 64 controller that had a USB on the end so I could plug it into my computer, but now I have a 64 controller. But I said, hey, I want to play some SNES games. And I played through a bunch of SNES games by holding the 64 controller on the outside and using the C buttons as the face buttons. And then, L and R, and then you got the D-pad. It's, maybe how they envisioned something would go down. No. Nintendo did back in the day. I don't know. It wasn't used that way practically.
No, you barely used it at all.
No, you had never used it that way. But The thing I'll bring up though is I don't know if it was emulation or maybe this controller I got was bad, or I just think in general the 64 controller.
It's not a big one. It's not a popular one.
I like it, but the D-pad on it, not the greatest D-pad.
No.
It's not the same D-pad on the NES. It's not the same D-pad on the SNES. And those wall jumping moves on Super Metroid, where you got to do the wall jump and wait for him to,
Yep.
I could not do that on that 64 controller. So I had to put it down and wait till I got the SNES Mini. And of course, recently I just played through it on a cartridge on my SNES Junior. But I played hell, man. I was so pissed, dude. I was like, oh man, this game sucks, dude. I hate this game. And I couldn't jump because I had the 64 controller. And it's like, the game is great.
Yeah.
I just don't have the right tools. So now I have a Super Nintendo Model 2 and a real cartridge, which I got at GameStop. Shout out to all of my friends that think that GameStop is going to go to the moon and they're going to be billionaires in a couple of years. They've been riding that train for about half a decade. But we'll see. That was my, $60 that I gave to the GameStop cause. It was a, Super Metroid deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been going for a little bit. I'll let you talk about this because this was kind of your idea for us to do the Metroid F.
One thing I will say before we really get into it is I know the CRT with the lines and everything, that makes all these Super Nintendo games look great.
Yep.
I'll tell you, Super Metroid looked amazing on the Switch too.
Oh, yeah?
And they don't do any enhancements or anything. I have it on my 4K TV. I think just how they built and designed the game was beautiful to begin with.
It really is a beautiful game.
Yeah. Speaking of a beautiful game, it starts off a little hectic, don't you think?
It starts off a little hectic. Yeah.
So just getting into it, I guess. Ceres Research Facility or research station out in space, where you start the game.
Yeah.
That just opening scene is one of the best openers in a video game I've seen in a really long time.
I think that when I first played Super Metroid the full way through and I really got into it, that just reminds me so much of Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Because obviously the level in Smash Bros. Came from Super Metroid, but that's where I first saw that stuff. Mm-hmm. Growing up and the Cube came out, everyone had Melee, and you go to the adventure mode in Melee, and you literally do the series like, I gotta get out of here. There's like a time clock going, you're jumping around. And so doing that for real on the SNES gave me these weird nostalgic feelings of a game that I had never even played before. And I think that's what Nintendo's really good at. They invent this like fake nostalgia that you can get into. But I had seen it before. I had seen it in Melee.
Nice.
And that's kind of where I like the SNES so much because you know all these characters from Smash Brothers. Mm-hmm. But then you get back to, well, where are all these inspired from? It's a Super Nintendo.
Well, I liked whenever Samus is having to go back to the research colony station, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You see all like the dead bodies of like her comrades on the ground and stuff. And that's when you know it's like, oh, this might be Dread. No, that's another game.
It's another game. It's kind of a dark game.
It is a very dark game.
There's lots of isolation in that game. There's lots of, I'm just here and everything's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I'm going, but I got to explore these rooms and figure it out. And you just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And the next thing you know, you're shooting aliens with laser guns, dude. I mean, like, that's, this game rules.
I don't know if you know much of the back history on Ridley. I did a little research before all of this.
I've got a little bit aware. I'll let you.
Yeah,
let you go.
So Ridley killed Samus's like entire family, like where she's from. Yeah.
Okay.
So when Samus was a little girl, Ridley came and just like destroyed her colony or her family, everybody.
Right,
she was the only living person left there. And then that's when the Chozo came and they found her. And then the Chozo came and took her and then turned her into the killer that she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just the flashbacks that Samus must have had whenever she sees Ridley after thinking she killed her.
Yeah.
And the NES Metroid. I would love to see like some sort of, I don't know, like TV show or something like that where it really gets into it. Because that's pretty dark.
It's pretty dark. And when you said the history of Ridley, I thought you were going to talk about how Ridley's named after Ridley Scott, the director from Alien, who inspired the game.
Yeah.
And if you've seen that movie, I mean, this game, it's not taken straight out of there, but it's a science fiction survival horror game, kind of, in a way.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? I've actually never seen Alien.
Oh, it's cool.
Yes, on my backlog.
The second one's more of an action film.
Yeah.
Aliens, that's like more like guns and whatever. The first one is like, we're just on a space station and it's on there with us, and they're just people just getting taken out one by one.
Damn.
And you're like, don't go in there. Don't do it. That kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
But man, yeah. So once you leave the research station, you're going to Planet Zebes.
Planet Zebes.
So yeah, why don't you take it from there?
Yeah, Planet Zebes. I mean, this is a iconic piece of Nintendo history. We've got Metroid Prime here, and we're going to stay on one game today.
Yeah.
But I did want to mention that the intro to this game, where you land your spaceship on a rainy, cloudy planet that looks like an afternoon in Oregon somewhere, nothing but rain and clouds or whatever. They rehashed that in Metroid Prime, and I thought that's kind of cool, kind of a homage to the OG, not the OG, but the Super at least. And yeah, Zebes is cool. Like we said earlier, you kind of just slowly get deeper into the planet, into these substations. I don't want to call them space stations because they're inside the ground. I don't want to call these.
So is it like a cavern?
Caverns, subterranean facilities, if you will. Subterranean facilities might be good.
Yeah.
But this game rewards exploration. And in many ways, I've compared this to a Zelda game, but sideways.
Yeah.
Instead of top down, a lot of this game is find a weapon. This weapon allows you to get to the next area.
Yeah.
And in that area, there's another weapon. And then that weapon allows you to get to the next area. And that cycle just keeps going, and it's crazy addictive. I mean, I speed ran this game here this weekend. I say speed ran. I'm not some pro, but I bullied through it. And I was like going, and it really is one of them deals where, man, you just, I got the new weapon. That's badass. I can now like zap cannon people, and it can open doors at the same time. Yeah. All the doors are really good, right? I mean, you've got blue doors for a regular laser. You got green doors for a super missile. You got pink doors for 5 regular missiles.
Yep.
And so there's just so many keys and doors and weapons and a combination of action and puzzle solving, similar to Zelda, but on a side-scrolling game instead of something flat that's top-down. So, if you love Zelda, you're going to love Super Metroid. That's what I got to say.
Oh, speaking of those doors, you know, back then people didn't think of, people who are a little handicapped and stuff. It was just thrown to the wayside. I'm colorblind. And so a lot of those doors, I couldn't tell the difference. Like, really? The green and the yellow, I struggle. I would have to just guess until I figured it out. And then the little buttons to get the other doors to open. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know which weapon it's going to be. So I usually wasted a couple of my missiles or a couple of my bombs.
Wow.
So
I'm also colorblind.
Really? And you were able to see it?
Different, obviously for different shades.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I took some geology courses in college, and they were like, "Can you see this?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Well," I'm like, okay. Everything looks in color to me.
Yeah.
But interesting. I didn't know that. That's
so I struggle with that a little bit, but like I just had another thought with how Metroid Prime was like Super Metroid in the beginning.
It's pretty much 3D Super Metroid.
Well, so was Super Metroid to Metroid, because whenever you land on Planet Zebes, most players are going to want to go to the right. But if you played the original, you got to go to the left.
That's true.
Right away. And I thought that was cool how they kept that going. I wonder how many people wound up going to the right, when they first played this.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, that's another thing. That's a big puzzle in itself.
Yeah.
From the first moment, you got to go left.
Yeah.
And what has Nintendo taught you in Mario and all these other games is go to the right.
Yeah.
So that's another again, a puzzle that I don't really see as puzzles, but they're there. I mean, I think the puzzles in Zelda are definitely a lot more crazy, but these are like, I don't know, it's an action puzzle. I like it. I like this stuff.
Yeah, I loved it. Puzzles, action, like you said,
Science fiction.
sci-fi.
I'm a big like Star Trek guy, and I know Star Wars is super big, and I grew up loving Star Wars. But I mean, I love sci-fi, I love action, and women's rights too.
Lord knows.
Samus is a female
Lord
character.
Wait, and in the original manuals, it says Samus is a he.
But
until the end of the game when you beat it, and then you realize that it's a woman. So. Yeah, so whenever you get to Zebes, you start off in Criteria, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go to Criteria, and again, that's where you get the morph ball right away.
You get the morph ball.
You get the morph bomb, so then you could go and get the next upgrade. So you can't get to the next area until you find certain weapons and upgrades. But then there's a lot of areas you could get to without picking up those upgrades.
That's true.
Yeah, which is really cool. But I like to do an exploration of the game. I know we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
You were having to push through, so you were on a mission. I started a couple days ahead, so I was able to do a little bit more exploration.
Yeah.
Find some extra missiles, because you need a lot of them.
I got like 140.
Okay, so we got about the same amount. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got a lot of I got more missiles than anything else.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I'll say you crushed this game from what I understand. He beat it in like 6 hours.
Yeah, 603.
603. Mine was 813.
Yeah, but you got more stuff. You got 85% of the stuff. I only got 68%.
68%. Yeah, I had full health. I had 2 of the reservoir tanks.
I didn't have the second reservoir tank.
Yeah, so I didn't get the other 2, but I was like, all right, we're ready to go. And you know what? You beating that without, you had 12, I think, health bars, correct?
I think I had the full and then 3 or 4 on top.
Yeah, so however many that is. I had a full one. If I didn't have that, I would have
2 reserves.
died. Like, I would have died at the end of this game.
I'd say this much about the bosses. I don't think the final boss is hard at all. I think the hardest boss in this game is the big green dude where you shoot his belly.
Oh,
and he's shooting the web at you, and he comes at you with like diagonal moves like this.
Yeah.
That boss, the first time I ever played that boss, man, I was so livid. I was like a child again, just like, God dang this fucking game. Like, it was bad. It was bad, but you figure out now, I can get a couple shots, not just one shot at a time. And then really, and this is just a beginner's mistake, super missiles.
Oh, yeah.
You go super missiles, bro. Yeah. And then, after that, it's whatever.
It's game over after that. Yeah, so that's Crocomire, I believe.
Crocomire. I thought he was a pretty challenging boss. I don't know the names of these bosses. You got lava dinosaur.
Yeah.
You've got green dude with webs. I guess a spore spawn. He's kind of like a.
Yeah, he's kind of moving all around the screen.
And then he opens it.
Yes.
So this is the first boss.
Yes, that is the first one.
Yeah.
I had some difficulty with him right away.
I think so too, especially when all the spores can hit you. And the thing is, you got to try to shoot the spores, so that means you can't be in ball form. Obviously, the thing about spore spawn is you got a ball form in the corner, he can't touch you.
Yeah.
But when you get up, you're going to get hit by the spores if you weren't shooting the spores. So it's a whole game of, and that's something I learned about the squid boss that really ticked me off, was who throws those blue flames at you.
Oh, yeah.
Spore spawn is the same thing where you can farm those.
Yeah.
So you can shoot the blue flames and get health and then stay alive throughout the boss fight. Just like spore spawn, you can shoot the spores, farm the spores for health, and then the bosses become way easier. But I was going in there, I'm a Sega Genesis guy. I'm like, there's health? What are you talking about? I'm used to Ultra Beast, which is not one power-up outside of just the Beast thing. Like, I'm not used to being able to get health in a boss fight.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, once you figure that out, you can hang with the bosses.
Yeah,
if you can farm the bosses, they're not terrible.
No, they're not. And it's all pattern. So once you figure the pattern out, you can get done with it really quick. But speaking of farming those, that was what's so great about the controls of this game. You're playing on the Super Nintendo controller. Yeah. You select to the weapon you want, but whenever you don't want to waste your ammo, you press that Y, and you're just back to your OG weapon. So you're not having to waste your super missiles. You're not having to waste any of that. And I
Right.
thought, like, once I mastered that, it was game over.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I'll do you one better is I can't play this game with the standard setup.
Really?
I on purposely change select and Y.
Mm.
Sorry, every the face buttons on Nintendo is a
Yeah.
little different
And
than
they're
the Dreamcast. Yeah, so I had change weapon on Y.
okay.
So I could just tap, 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 and I could just tap wherever I wanted to be.
That makes sense.
And then I'm rolling.
That makes sense.
Because I'm always like using the X-ray to look at shit.
Yeah.
I like to use super missiles if I have to. So I like just having the face button switcher. And if I wanted to cancel, I could left thumb it and cancel.
That makes sense. That's a great way to do that. Did you turn on Michael Jackson Moonwalker? The moonwalking thing that you could do in Super Metroid?
I have no idea what you got to fill me in on this.
All right.
I don't know.
So whenever you go to the settings when you start the game, you
Okay.
can turn Moonwalk on or off. And so when you have it
Okay.
on and you're charging your beam,
You
can't turn around. You moonwalk, but you're still facing that way. So
so you can keep your aim without.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah, but you
I like
can't.
that.
Like I said, if there's an enemy behind you, you would have to like release your charge and then turn around. You can't turn
Yeah.
around with a full charge. So it did make the game a little more difficult. I played the first half with the moonwalk on just because I wanted to try and I love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, did you like it or was it?
I enjoyed it. It's funny, but it made it a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
So I wound up turning it off halfway through the game.
Okay.
Especially whenever you're starting to do those wall jumps. Like, it just made it really difficult. So
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool that they added that was even a setting on the game. Again, for something that came out in 94, most of the time you couldn't change the controls. You just had to deal with it. And then to have extra settings for the gameplay besides difficulty, that's wild.
Yeah. No, I think this game really is, not only has it stood the test of time, this is a quintessential game in 94 for the 16-bit era, for the mid-90s, whatever. I mean, even after the original PlayStation came out, just after this game, it didn't have anything that could compete with it, at least for a year or something. Because this game, there's so many secrets and so much material, and like you just said with the moonwalking thing, you're like, I didn't expect them to have that. Well, dude, I didn't expect them to have like a billion missile upgrades that you could find. I didn't expect them to have all these things. Because, you go into the game and you're like, oh, yeah, I found the morph ball. I can roll around a ball now. And I have bombs as a ball.
Yeah.
This game is over. This is all you would need. Like, I could be totally fine with just charge beam, missile, super missile, ball, and ball bomb. And go through an entire game with only that. You can make a bunch of puzzles on only that. But they kept going.
No,
they said, no, we got X-ray vision. We got the super jump. What is that?
The high jump.
The high jump.
High jump boots. Yeah.
High jump boots. But then you have the spin attack.
Yeah.
Where you're balled up and just eating through bad guys.
Yeah, the screw attack.
Screw attack. Yeah, screw attack. And then you have the dash attack.
Which is super cool.
Which is really cool.
Then you got, like you said, the charge beam. You got the spazer, wave beam, ice beam, plasma beam, hyper beam.
Many weapon upgrades. And it's just like, man, they thought of everything.
Yeah.
They really thought of everything. It's like, what could they have done different in this game? Not a damn thing.
Lord knows. And, I didn't even realize that you could turn off some of those options that you get, like the high jump boots. When you're in the water and you're waist level, you can't get out of that with those high jump boots. You got to take that off so you can get out of the water.
Until you get the gravity suit so you can run in the water. Another upgrade that I didn't see coming.
Lord knows, and man, like, what's that? Meridia, whenever you can first get there and you're in that water area, it sucks.
Yeah.
You remember going to Taco Bell back in the day and they had that little spinny thing? You put the coin in and it goes in the water. And you're trying to land it on something. It's something.
I didn't go to Taco Bell because I'm a true Texan dog. We eat that real Mexican food.
Lord knows.
Whatever.
Lord knows.
Yeah. Anyway, no, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
You'll put it on the guy.
I will put
You'll
on
put
the
it
guy.
Yeah.
But man, whenever you jumping and trying to land on any platform is like trying to get that coin on just like a little sliver. Whenever you don't have the gravity suit,
Yeah.
it's so difficult. And I kind of forgot about the gravity suit, so I was spending so much time in this area trying to get past it, and then I didn't even have the upgrades to get to where I was supposed to go, so that I wasted all that time and a lot of frustration.
I think that's something we probably should bring up about this game is that there's not really any direction. This is a game that, I would not have been able to power through this in 6 hours if I had not played this before. This is a game where it's a thinker's game. This is a game where you got to size up something. You got to know, hey, do I have this upgrade to get over here? You might not. I even got caught up doing stuff. I was looking for shit that didn't even exist. I was sitting there like, because there's the water suit, the gravity suit, so you can run around in the water. Then there's lava, and I knew I had to go into the lava. But for some reason, I thought I needed a lava suit.
Yeah.
So I was running around looking for a power-up. Wasn't even real. So that's what this game is all about, confusing the shit out of you when you get lost in these, subterranean facilities, and you're like, oh, where's the upgrade? Where am I going? I thought I had the upgrade to get over here. Oh, I can't get over there yet? Why can't I get over there? And, there's a little bit of hints where if you shoot something with a rocket, it'll kind of show you a symbol like, you need this to blow this wall up.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you are lost in this game. And that's kind of the beauty of it. It really is one of those early immersive titles. I mean, I know nowadays people get immersed in the crap like, Red Dead Redemption 2 or something, or, Skyrim. I don't know what people are playing, Cyberpunk 2086, whatever it is. This is an early immersive game, and you really did have to memorize the map. Yeah. We can get to the map. I make maps for a living, and this game is all about maps and managing where you are and all that kind of stuff. So it's just, I don't know. There's nothing more I can say about this game that it's just amazing S-tier title. Yeah. For me,
100%.
Number 2 SNES game in my collection.
Oh, man. I didn't even think about that.
For sure, number 2. Behind Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
Yep.
It's close. It's real close.
Mine's always going to be Mega Man X and Final Fantasy 3.
There you go.
But you know what? I might put Super Metroid up there, but I kind of got a confession.
About Super Metroid?
No.
Okay.
I've never finished A Link to the Past.
Okay.
No. I don't even know if I could call myself a retro gamer after saying that. But it's one of those I've gotten super far multiple times, and then life hits. And then you get back to it, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so lost. And it's one of those games, kind of like Super Metroid. Yeah. You have to kind of play it through, or else you're going to get lost. You're not going to remember where you're at, what you're doing, what have you done.
The Dark World with the mirror, the first time I played Link to the Past, I don't want to get too off topic, but that's where I got stuck pretty bad. I don't know if you got to the mirror part.
I don't think I have. I know about it just, from watching YouTube and stuff, but it's a game that, maybe we'll be doing that one sometime soon.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that game. We'll definitely play that one. But back to Super Metroid.
I'm surprised that it took so long to get the X-ray upgrade. Because you think that would be something they give you earlier to help you find things.
Yeah.
Because it comes pretty late in the game, if I remember.
Well, obviously there's some non-linear exploring. You don't have to get it last, but to me, it's always the last thing I get, the X-ray vision.
Yeah, and
for sure.
You would think that would come way earlier. But it's really just to help you get some extra missiles, super bombs, to help with the final area.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, it kind of blows my mind.
The final area?
No, just like how long it takes to get the X-ray.
Oh, how long it takes to get the X-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. I bullied through that game over the past 2 days.
Yep.
So I don't even know where I got it. I don't know where I got it. I was trying to beat the game.
Yeah, I was kind of the same boat. But man, like I said, just S-tier game.
S-tier game. There's some couple of things I wanted to mention about this game. One is that, this is a Super Nintendo showpiece. This does a lot of things well that a Super Nintendo was trying to show off, like transparencies, background visuals. Some of these background visuals are beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're like melting. It's almost like
Yeah.
psychedelic the way it's like moving in the background. Another thing is Samus's sprite. I could be mistaken. I think I'm for real on this one. Is that it's multiple sprites combined into one, and that's how they get her motion to look so smooth. It's like the arms and the legs and the body and the head are all their own sprite moving in concert, and it looks great.
That's crazy.
Because, Mario, you look at Mario World on Super Nintendo, it's just him. He's the sprite. He's just a little dude. But Samus, she's got all this motion and she's spinning around, and they did it by combining multiple sprites into one guy. It's crazy.
I had no idea that they did. And that, now that you're saying that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The innovation that the R&D 1 division at Nintendo did for this, it blows my mind. They're still the top division in the Nintendo.
Are they?
Yeah, and company. Yeah.
So they'll be behind Donkey Kong Bonanza.
No, I don't think so. And yeah. You mean Bombnanza.
This game also is credited for inventing a genre, which it may or may not have, but the Metroidvania, as people like to colloquially call these games, which again were popularized by Castlevania Symphony of the Night, a bunch of Castlevania games that are on the DS and the 3DS, and I'm assuming, I guess, other Metroid titles like Dread, 100%. And stuff like that. So this game is kind of credited with starting the Metroidvania, and I think it did. You could say this one, but the problem with Metroid OG is it does not have a map.
No, it does not.
And the Metroidvanias are all about, I'm on this part of the map. I got to go over here. There's an item over there. I'm looking at the map. This is no map.
No, not at all.
So I don't know if this is the first Metroidvania. I think Super Metroid is the first Metroidvania.
Well, yeah, you could say that, but I know that a lot of people back in the day, before the internet, they were making their own maps of this. Right. And that's how they got through the game, mainly, because they were having to create. So
that's true.
It's like space, we said before. It's the final frontier.
Yeah.
You're having to make your own maps.
You gotta make your own maps. And I'll say a game that it's not as good as this game, but the Echo the Dolphin games are very much kind of Metroidvanias almost. Yeah. They're linear where they go level 1, level 2, level 3, but it's a science fiction horror adventure with aliens and subterranean facilities that rewards exploration, and new areas are opened up by getting new weapons. I don't know. Just want to throw that out there for 2 seconds. If you have a Genesis and you're looking for your Metroid fix, get your Echo game going.
A dang dolphin, man. I need
to get away from it.
I need to try to get into that one, but it's a little rough for me.
It is rough. It is rough, but I love them. Anyway.
No.
Super Metroid.
Great game.
S tier. Oh, I'm not even going to give it a 9 out of something out of 10. No. Just S.
Yeah, 100%.
S tier.
Well, do you want to talk about the end game?
The end game?
Yeah. I kind of think of the end game starts when you get to Ridley's Cavern. I think that's when the end game kind of starts, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because then you're going into lair with Ridley's head. You're walking in there and you're like, oh, crap. All right, here it is. And pretty easy area to get through and stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the end game, it's almost anticlimactic because it is kind of easy. Or maybe we're just good at the game now. I don't know. I think I found earlier parts where I was getting lost in all of the map.
Yeah.
That's what really got me. When I know where I'm at, I know where the bad guys are, I know I can't jump in the lava, I can figure that out.
Yeah.
But it was the mid game for me where it's like, oh, have I got that power up yet? Oh, have I gone over there? Where do I need to backtrack to pick that up? And where can I find, for me, that's the hardest parts of the game. On the end game, I do love it though. I mean, the aesthetic, you get more of the Chozo ruins.
Yep.
Right? A lot of the other game is science fiction kind of stuff. Everything looks like a lab. sometimes, you're underground in a cavern, but when you get down in the nitty gritty of it, this Ridley's cavern, you get all that Choso artwork and stuff that rehashed itself in Metroid Prime that we're all familiar with. Those like bird faces, kind of like Mayan, Aztec, Mesoamerican, Native American looking stonework that you're jumping through, and all the lava really sets a tone. And again, the music, I can't stress enough, is awesome in this game.
So
when you go into that in-game level, I mean, all that shit. I mean, it really gets you going.
Yeah,
it really does.
And throughout the game, the music is just like you're immersed in it. It's whenever the hard part there in the middle, it's kind of real spooky but quiet. You're exploring, but like you said, once you get into Ridley's area, then the music really ramps up, and you're like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
But so, how did you fare against Ridley?
Against Ridley?
Yeah.
I mean, it's super missiles.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of missiles. And then at one point, spoiler alert, but he tries to drill the ground with his tail. And you get like 2 or 3, move to the left, 2 or 3, move to the right. That part's easy. When he's just stomping you, you just couple, boom, boom. And then he starts flying around. And really, there's just enough health in the game that I picked up. And I had, like we talked about, we each had like 130 something rockets.
Yeah.
I got 130 rockets and like how many energy tanks? I'm not worried about Ridley. I thought it was a cakewalk. I thought it was like a joke.
I wish I could say the same.
Yeah.
I struggled.
Okay.
I struggled.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with how we both grew up. You grew up with the Sega Genesis, and those games are hard.
Those games are hard.
Nintendo games, I mean, there's the NES hard.
NES is hard.
Yeah,
NES is hella hard.
Super
dude.
Nintendo, a lot of the games are really easy. It's just more of a relaxing experience. Except for Super Metroid, that one could be a little difficult. And so I struggle with Ridley. I probably died like eight or 9 times. I think once I got the pattern down, it was over. I just had to get that pattern, and I think maybe because of how our gaming experiences growing up was, you with the Genesis super hard, me Nintendo pretty easy. Like, you got patterns down a lot easier than I did.
But you're a Mega Man X guy.
True.
That game's nothing but boss fights and patterns, dude. And I felt Ridley was, if you approach Ridley with the Mega Man X mindset, you would have spanked him first time. Because what are you doing? You're Metroid. You got an arm cannon.
Yeah.
And you have the crazy jumps. You start wall jumping, dude. Start Mega Man X-ing him, dude.
You're right. I think with Mega Man X2 is like, I grew up with that game so much that I could almost play it like blindfolded.
Yeah.
Because I have it memorized so well. I can speed run that game. So with a game like Super Metroid, which I've only really played once before, I struggled. But then I got to Mother Brain, and I didn't die at all. I beat that just first try. Super easy.
Yeah. I did die on the last boss.
Oh,
Not that I didn't know what I was doing.
No.
It's still an easy boss. But I messed up when I went down to the final area and I saved.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you were telling me there's a way I could go back and farm, but the main door you come into is grayed out.
Oh,
so, like, I couldn't go back the way I came in. I was like, well, I've just got 8 super missiles. Guess I'm just going to rock with this. So I had something crazy. I might have had all of the super missile upgrades, but when I saved, I only had 8 of them on me. And I'm like, if I just had a full super missile thing on me. Anyway.
It'd have been game over.
Whatever.
Literally.
We need it, man. Whatever.
Yeah, no. Mother Brain was super easy. Once I got in there, it was easy. And maybe again, it's probably because I had full health. I had like all of it plus 2 reserve tanks. So.
You got the reserve tank. Yeah, I only had 1 reserve tank.
Yeah. And I don't think I used the reserve at all.
And it only revives you, like.
I think 1.
There's only 1 guy.
Yeah, you only get 1
guy.
Doesn't
give you a full guy.
No. So.
Anyway, great game. Super Metroid. One of the best on the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. If you have a Switch or a Switch 2, play it there. If you have a SNES Mini, play it there. If you have a real cart like me, and you're a Cartridge Cowboy, throw that thing in there.
Lord
throw
knows.
that thing in there. I'll say this. This is a game that kind of eluded us because we're a little bit too young for it. We talked earlier, I was born the same year this game came out.
Yeah.
But I grew up, everyone had 64s.
Yeah.
I didn't even know anybody that had a Super Nintendo. That was the past. That was, we're done with that. We moved on to the 64, and there's no Metroid game on the 64.
No.
So there's an entire generation of kids that grew up and is like, what's Prime? And what is a side-scrolling Metroid game?
Yeah.
You know?
When I grew up with the NES and Super Metroid or Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
I actually had the original Metroid.
Okay.
But I was probably like 6 whenever I got the Super Nintendo. So I was born in 91, and I was getting hand-me-downs.
Right.
And so Metroid, I play for a little bit. I like the music, and I basically get the morph ball and run around. But I didn't go buy Super Nintendo games. I remember getting a couple as gifts.
Right.
But Super Metroid was never on my list. I don't think I even knew about it until later down the line. I don't think I knew about it probably until Super Smash Bros. For the 64.
Yeah. That's where people learned about Samus on Melee, on Smash Bros. 64. And then, of course, the Prime series is real successful. Everyone, we can have another video. We can talk about Prime. We've played through Prime together 2 years ago now.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
It's been a couple years.
Great game, though. It's
great game.
We'll save that one for another topic.
We'll save that one for another time, guys. I think this has been a good episode, Travis. I loved playing through Super Metroid again, even though it was kind of last minute. We're trying to cram it in before this release, but man, what a great game. I'm glad I have it.
Yeah, me too, and I'm glad we did it. I think we did it well. I mean, you and your 6 hours and 3 minutes.
6 hours, 3 minutes. If I knew it was that close, I would have tried to get into 5 something, but you don't know.
You crushed it. I think you crushed it because you got the good ending, right?
I guess.
Yeah, where she takes off her suit fully.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Well,
should she take off the suit?
Yeah, she'll either take off the suit fully if you get the good ending. If you get within, I think it's less than 8 hours. It's 8 to 10 hours. She only takes off her visor, and then if it's past that, she doesn't take the suit off at all. She just gives you the thumbs up with the suit on.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's 3 different endings. It's all time based. So you got I believe you got the best ending out of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's Super Metroid. And we're the Cartridge Cowboys. Let us know if you played it or if you plan on playing it. Let us know if you're going to be getting Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Until then, we'll see you next time.
What's up?